Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Spirit of Watercolor with Linda. It's spring and it's time to do another wonderful watercolor together. I'm very excited because I've got something new, which these things you can get in an order at one of the artist sites like Cheap Joe's or Art Stuff or Jerry's Artorama, and there's many others, right? But I have some new paints. At least they are, you can buy them as a threesome set, and I have this new wonderful device, which is a masking fluid device by Daniel Smith. So thank you for joining me today. We've been doing these for quite some time now as we learn and grow together. And the thing that's inspiring me today is I've always had masking fluid, and I've used the brush and the incredible nib. You'll see prior videos on that, right? However, this is something I haven't tried before. I've been wanting to, and it's the Daniel Smith masking fluid applicator. Comes in this small tube. You can actually pour more masking fluid in if you have the large bottles, you know, when they're out. And you have this wonderful little pointed nib here. This comes off, and you can then put these tiny little, there you go, like that. And then you can put the tiny little applicators on. There's 5 of them in here. So I know you can clean them out, but maybe that's because after a while they might get clogged up. And you have these tiny little, for super fine lines, tiny little applicators that just snap on there, and then you rinse them out immediately, and you can put a little needle through maybe to clean them out if they don't completely clean out, to keep them going. And so this will give us some nice fine lines on our paper. And I'll tell you about the paints we're going to use, which are a threesome set. You can buy sets of 3 of some Daniel Smith watercolors. Okay, so here we have our watercolor block. I really don't know what kind of paper this is. It could be a Saunders Watercolor. I lost the cover of this block, but it's a very nice watercolor paper, and it's on the block. And I've taped it around with a 1/2-inch tape, artist tape. And then we're going to use these paints. This you can buy a set, anybody can, on Amazon or on one of the art supply stores like Jerry's Artorama, Cheap Joe's, those kinds of places. And you can buy this set for about $27 still. Of course, I've used these, but the colors come as a threesome, and it's the Quinacridone Burnt Orange, which is beautiful, Green Gold, one of my favorites. They're all my favorites, actually. And Carbozel Violet, which is a nice deep purple. And then we're going to also use this masking fluid that I just mentioned to you in the introduction. And this is Daniel Smith masking fluid with applicator. So here I have my paper, and it's taped around the edge here. Let's see if you can see that here. I'm sorry, okay. Taped around the edge. Water. Our colors, we have the Green Gold, Quinacridone Burnt Orange, Carbozel Violet, those 3 colors. There's some other colors I may or may not use here, but we're mainly using these 3, if only those 3. I've basically drawn a horizon line. That's it. I'm going to do the loose thing here. I am going to put in some masking fluid, and you'll see how this new applicator works soon. We need our little nibs here, and there's 5 of them, as I mentioned, and we'll put those on, and we'll see what this does together, since I actually have not used this yet. So I'm going to give you a quick review on this. It's all clogged up and I can't make it work, and I ended up spilling it trying to get it to work. So I just poured some masking fluid in a yogurt cup, and I'm just using the tip, and it does make nice fine lines. So, but that really was disappointing. I had high hopes for this to work, but actually this cleanup will be better for me. But I can make quite fine lines with it. So that's good news.
So here you see the paper's wet, and then I'm using, you know, just randomly just putting on the purple paint, the Carbozel Violet, and just go for it. It's a great feeling just to let it go and flow. So try this with me. It's just wonderful. I'm adding stronger colors now of the purple, just one color, and letting it flow. And I'm going to pick up this board and we'll watch it. There's the purple. Now we're going to add in the Quinacridone burnt orange into the Carbozel Violet, and then you'll see me adding the green gold for some trees below the rather exciting landscape or sky scene there, right? The atmosphere. And we'll just keep bringing in those colors, the orange and the green, and then we're going to sometimes bring the purple in for shadows. And then we'll go down and you'll see the water below. And it's a quite exciting, colorful sky and painting. Not your normal, everyday colors we're using, right? The look of black there is really just the Carbozel Violet mixing with the other colors. The orange and the violet are opposites on the color wheel, or the green gold actually is like the yellow. So, you're looking at a color wheel, and when you pull the opposites together, you get a dark, almost a black. I also enjoy the granulation from the purple and the orange in there, don't you?
So here the masking fluid has been taken off with the masking fluid remover and my fingers, but you just take and kind of push it off with that. And so that you can see the whites that I maintained with the very thin lines with the nib of this, or the little applicator, the Daniel Smith masking fluid applicator. And then you can see the nice green gold, the purples, and the burnt orange all in here and kind of blended to create some darks at the shoreline. I always take my finger and make sure I've got all that masking fluid off, and there was, I think, used salt on that. Okay, so we're going to add in a little bit more paint to these line defined areas, right? Just to bring in a little bit more. They just look like lines. I want to make these look like little grasses or tall grasses over here, a little bit of the water ripples and the trunks. And then I'm going to bring in some iridescent, or it's called Topaz iridescent paint, and it's going to create a little more of the leaves in here. You can kind of see the trees that are suggested there now, and then it'll bring them out a little bit more, and then it may be finished. So let's do that. I also forgot to mention that, putting a mat on top, you can actually see a little bit better. Let's see if I can bring that up. Just how things look. Although this mat is a little too small, I would like to bring it out a little further. So, but it gives you some idea, of how the painting is going to look. And you can see if there's anything, because, you have these edges here that may not look as good, but when you put your mat on, it cleans it up real nice. Okay. Okay, so I've got my sponge and the iridescent topaz. Here it's kind of a yellowy, shimmery green, right? Iridescent color. And then we're gonna bring our sponge in, okay, and get as much of that on there as we can. I don't know if that's enough, but we'll see how this goes. And just bring some of that in here. So you'll see how that looks there. Shimmering in there as trees. Yeah, I like that. Okay.
And here we're just going to take a very thin brush, round brush, and put in our grasses with some brighter green and some green gold again. And so yes, I used those 3 colors, but I did end up adding in the iridescent topaz to make the trees and some sap green in the foreground to make the little grasses pop forward a little bit more. And so here's the final painting, double matted, and I signed it, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, and we'll try something with these exciting dynamic colors, and will join me again soon.